The East region is where Kentucky is the number 1 seed. They're running things over there. And what's weird to see is that their second-round game against an 8-9 winner, it could be Texas, a team who is ranked number 1 during the season. So you could have 2 number 1 teams. Kentucky had it for a week. Texas had it for 2 weeks, meeting in the second round of the tournament. That's something you just don't see very often. And one of the teams that can really pull some upsets here, Cornell is a team, they seeded them 12th. They're probably much better than a 12. They could be up to an 8 or a 9. They're that good. They have a 7-footer in Jeff Foote. They have a great shooter in Ryan Whitman. They have a true point guard in Lewis Dale. They get Temple in the first round. Temple's a team that has struggled recently, and their coach, Fran Dunphy, has lost 10 straight games in the NCAA tournament. So this is a tough one for him to turn it around in the first round. But then Cornell's problem is they're going to get Wisconsin in the next round, and Wisconsin's such a good defensive team that I could see them knocking them out. But that's going to be a good first-round win for them, and they can get it. New Mexico, highest seeding in school history at number 3, highest seeding in Mountain West history. What they've been able to do, they're probably the least known of the teams that are seeded 1 through 4, but when they hook up with Marquette in the second round, that should be a pretty interesting game. And West Virginia's on the bottom of that bracket. West Virginia just won the Big East tournament. They're looking so good. They play that 1-3-1 zone. Deshaun Butler is just the most confident player in the country right now, hitting shots to win games in 2 of the 3 games they won in the Big East. So look for West Virginia and Wisconsin to get together there. A real defensive battle, but I think West Virginia is going to get Bob Huggins back to the Final Four. He hasn't been there since he was at Cincinnati. The last region, the South region, Duke's the number 1 team there, and there's no reason to think that they won't be able to get through behind the 3 S's of Shire, Smith, and Singler. Those guys are playing so well. There are no teams in this bracket. The big thing that would worry Duke coming in is that they met a team with real size inside, because they don't have that dominating inside player. Brian Zubek's doing a good job, but not on the level you see of some big guys. But Duke got away with that in this region. There's no guys. There's no big-time players in there, so I can see them getting through. Another hot team down there, Notre Dame, played really well in the Big East tournament. They've changed their whole offensive style. They spread the court now. It's not just look for Luke Harangody. Harangody missed 5 games. Now that he's back, he's coming off the bench and giving them a real energy boost. So they're probably, of all the teams in the tournament, they're the most different of any team was from when the beginning of the season started. And Villanova's down in the bottom of the bracket. They're a team, they've lost 5 out of 7, but all 5 losses were to the better teams in the Big East. So when you're losing to teams that are ranked in the top 10 or 12, you can't really worry about it. But I think that Villanova, coming off a Final Four performance last year, has to get out of the box right away. They have to get their defense working again. They have to get the trap going and turn people over. But I see a Duke-Notre Dame regional final here, and Duke advancing to the Final Four.